Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. This is an anime that's kind of like a whole bunch of shorts slapped together, slapstick comedy, and it's all about games, and then it's not. Yeah, it's Asobi Asobase. It is a hilarious anime with characters that are quite eccentric. Now, this is one of those shows where the comedy is mostly pure slapstick. It is not necessarily for everyone who maybe likes some dry humor or whatever, but personally, I love the slapstick anime, so I just go with it, and I actually absolutely enjoy this show. Three main characters. First off, Hanako. She is an incredibly eccentric girl, but she looks about as plain as can be. Just straight, long hair, dresses normally, no defining features, with the exception of that she is a little on the loopy side. She's not terribly smart, and she doesn't follow a standard anime trope, the incredibly super rich girl. Most super rich girls are, there's long curly hair, mightier than thou attitude, thinks money can solve everything. One of those characters that you end up kind of not liking, hating, or just despise. This character is almost oblivious to the fact that she is just stupid rich. Anything that she wants, she can get, and she has a manservant slash butler slash assassin that's always around, protecting her, getting her what she needs. But she's like oblivious to all this. She oblivious to the fact that all this money kind of isn't a normal thing and doesn't utilize it to her advantage. Because Hanako, her main purpose in life is to become popular, to get a hot guy and all this stuff. And she has the means to do it, but not the brains to execute it, apparently. It's a great character that kind of breaks one of anime's specific tropes about the rich girl. And, well, then there's Olivia. Olivia's this kind of a mixed girl, Japanese, American, I believe, or is it Japanese, Russian? I can't remember, but she's a mixed girl, and everybody thinks, because of her long blonde hair, that she's American. Everybody thinks she's a transfer student from America coming over to study, right? Well, in all reality, she is born in Japan, raised in Japan. She is Japanese by all means. But she loves to fuck with people. She absolutely gets off just messing with people. And so what she does is, when class starts and people don't know her, she'll pretend to be this transfer student. She'll pretend to know English, and she'll speak in very broken Japanese to kind of throw people off, just to mess with them. There's just really no other reason to it. And she kind of gains popularity because she's the, beautiful blonde transfer American student, and everybody kind of goes with it, when in reality, she's as Japanese as anyone else. And then you have Kasumi. Kasumi is the busty girl that wears glasses, and she's kind of antisocial. She keeps to herself, likes to sit in the corner, not talk to anybody, antisocial, etc. But she's got a mean side. Basically, before I get into that, this little pastimers club that ends up being formed basically starts with Hanako and Kasumi kind of going to Olivia. They think Olivia is perfect in English, and of course the other two, their English studies are very, very poor. So they kind of get a study group together thinking that Olivia can help, when in actuality Olivia's English is horrible, just as bad as theirs. She's just pretending. And finally, it breaks through Olivia's facade. She admits she's Japanese, and all these kind of things just kind of sum up, and they form the Pastimers Club to sit around and play games. Yeah, that's a little anticlimactic or whatever, but it's there. It's a club where people go to waste time. And I say waste time, not the Pastimers Club, not the game club, because yeah, they do play games. They play a lot of games and everything, but it's not just about games. They'll just go in there and sleep. I mean, it's to pass the time, not necessarily just to play games. Pastimers Club. And they really do have trouble getting that club formed, but that's a little bit of a different story arc. But anyways, back to Hanako. Hanako, you know, like I said, she's this complete and utter rich girl, but it's like her common sense doesn't exist, and her fashion sense definitely doesn't. She has all this money. She could get all the fancy dresses in the world. She could have tailors and dressiers, or what's the name for some tailors, I guess. I don't know. To basically get all these fancy dresses, do her hair up, everything, and make her incredibly prominent, you know, make her really stand out and absolutely beautiful, instead of the average blank girl persona that she goes to school with every day. And of course, Hanako wants to be this incredibly popular girl, but she has no idea. She just has no idea. She has the money, she could do this, but she tries to do fashion on her own, and unfortunately for her, her fashion sense is absolutely zero. She will dress up into what she thinks is the most trendy, beautiful outfit ever, and she walks into town looking like an absolute clown, red nose and all. She needs help. All these characters, to a degree, need help. And Olivia, she, you know, how I mentioned she gets off kind of messing with people. Well, she takes the games and kind of pushes that a little bit further. She's always trying to put like a punishment with these games, a punishment / reward or whatever. If you're last place, then you have to suffer the punishment, etc. And of course, Hanako is usually the one that ends up getting whooped, so she's the one that ends up usually suffering whatever the punishment may be. Olivia will come up with whatever she feels like. Kasumi, now I said that she is like this shy, withdrawn, antisocial person, but don't piss her off. Do not make her mad. Do not push her into a corner, because she will come back and she will be the most terrifying, hateful, vengeance-ridden person you've ever seen. She gets downright scary. Which is another weird thing about this character. She doesn't like games. I guess there was some trauma or something in her childhood or whatever, where games were used in a way to kind of manipulate and bully her in her youth. So she never really liked games, but you know, that starts to change when she gets into the club. They all eventually form a good friendship, but she also actually does believe the guys shoot laser beams out their ass. She thinks this is a legitimate thing. This is not a joke. She thinks, pew, they bend over and can fire deadly beams of death out their bunghole. It's a thing. And it doesn't help that for some whatever reason, Hanako's butler can actually do this through some, that's something you're going to have to watch, because I'm still not sure if it's like just a follow-up joke to go with it, or if he's actually able to do this because they kind of make it where he can. The butler, he's one of those, you know, I call them infinite servants, okay? They are infinite in their abilities. If they need something, they get it right away. Need to defend them, they know every martial art there is to know. Need to blow something up, they know every art of explosions, guns, weapons, whatever. The infinite butler. Infinite manservant or whatever. And yeah, the whole laser beam out the butt thing, oh my god. And then, of course, you have other characters that come into the fold. You have the occult club, which everyone is like scared to death of the occult club leader, when in actuality she's just kind of a lonely girl that wants to form a group and do fun things with, you know. She's having fun with it, but everybody's terrified of her because she takes it to 11. You have the teacher / school advisor girl or whatever that they finally convinced to support the thing, and she kind of hangs out every once in a while when she shouldn't, and is more childish probably than some of them, the girls themselves. It's a running gag anime, and it's absolutely hilarious. I don't want to give any examples of the jokes, because you know, there are a couple times where I found myself watching this series and I break down crying, laughing. I mean, I something stupid happens. I have to pause it because I'm laughing so damn hard, and I have to wait like 10-15 minutes to kind of get over it, And then I get back to it, and then I'll start giggling to myself again. You know, it's one of those shows where most of the comedy's kind of dry. You know, it's entertaining, and then once in a while they'll just hit you with these one-liners that just hit hard. They hit home. They're great, and it's hilarious. I can't actually recommend this anime enough. And, you know, like a lot of other anime that I tend to end up liking, I think it's really underrated. It seems like a season came out, it did okay, and then it was done. Yeah, I don't get it. I really enjoyed this show, and it just kind of disappeared. Really hoping for a season 2, but like my favorite comedy of all time, Watamote, I sit here, keep hoping, and it'll probably never happen, but if it does, great. In the meantime, you can like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I have more videos coming, and like I said before in a previous video, I really like comedy anime, and a lot of my reviews are going to be like on those, so if you like to laugh, stay tuned. I got more to come.